For over 2 decades, the nascent Roman Republic has fought a harsh and bloody campaign against her old enemy, the Samnites, to the south. The province of Campania and the provincial capital Capua were at the forefront of this brutal war, resulting in the pillaging and destruction of the surrounding area. Villagers were destroyed, livestock killed, as disease and famine took hold of the region. Although victory seemed impossible, the war ended in Rome's favour, resulting in the liberation of the strategic port city of Neapolis at the base of Mount Vesuvius, an important shipping port, bringing wealth and grain to the Roman people. A whole month's worth of games were held in Rome to celebrate this unlikely victory, while the Samnites returned to their capital city of Burgeoning to lick their wounds. Despite this victory, Rome is not without its enemies, each and every one circling like vultures, waiting for the right time to strike. To the north, the Etruscan people eyed the young republic's expansion with apprehension, concerned about the recent victories acquired against the Samnites. An uneasy truce will keep them at bay for now, but for how long? To the south, the backstabbing Greek city-states of Magna Graecia conspire against Rome, hoping to find support with their benefactors in Greece, whose attempts to meddle in the Roman sphere of influence is well known. On the far-flung island of Sicily, a foreign invasion of the mysterious Carthaginian Empire threatens to upset the balance of power in the region. These descendants of the fabled Phoenician traders already possess most of Sardinia, and their attempts to take control of Sicily may not be an immediate threat to Rome, but an uneasy eye must be kept on them. We start this story in 450 AUC, 450 years after the founding of the glorious city of Rome, in the year of Publius and Publius, the 2 consuls of Rome. Belonging to the Optimates, the elite of Rome made up of rich and powerful senators who wish to keep power within their small political group, must decide what move to make next. The first consul, Publius Sempronius Sophus, a wise albeit jealous man who actively participated in the first Samnite war as a legate, is an immensely popular man. His sole desire is to finish the job started all those years ago and finally bring an end to the Samnite menace. Rome must prepare for war, and that is where our story begins. Upon taking office, Publius Sempronius Sophus pledged to destroy the Samnites and their allies, no matter the cost. Through political machinations, he started the objective of creating a united Roman Italia through means of force, which took a year to fabricate the necessary claims through forged documents and political slander. First up was the Sabine question, a people who colluded with Samnium during the previous Roman Samnite war. The decision was taken to erase them from history. As the year waned on, more and more people were urging Rome to strike first, arguing that the gods were on our side. Augurs were taken in the temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus by the augur Publius Cornelius Arvina. To leave nothing to chance, the consul Publius Sempronius Sophus thought it was wise to assure the outcome of the auguries by handing the augur a small bribe in hoping of obtaining favourable auguries. However, the augur turned out to be an incompetent man, bellowing negation to the Roman crowd outside the temple. In shock and anger, the consul vowed to not let the setback determine his consulship and pledged to press on with his plans. The following month, during a Senate session, the popularis Marco Aemilius Paulus, though disgusting as he may be to the consul due to his political beliefs, delivered a polemic against the Samnites, further urging a call for war, despite the negative auguries passed just a while back. Despite all this, the consul and the Senate voted overwhelmingly to crush the Samnites. The next Senate session focused on the Etruscan threat. Although not the immediate threat due to an ongoing truce that lasts till 458, they would have to be dealt with in due course. During this time of political discourse on who to crush, the Optimatus faction tried a political power play. Publius Cornelius Barbatus, the head of the influential Cornelii family, used his gravitas and friendship with Consul Publius Sempronius Sophus to secure 3 slave estates for himself, further increasing the Optimatus' hold on the Senate, and thus increasing the consul's Senate support, which he would hope would allow him to have his war with the Samnites. On the 19th of May 451, the Senate raised the question of what to do with the Umbrians. Deceitful in nature, the Umbrians had intervened on the side of the Samnites during the previous war. The decision was made to hold them accountable for their actions in the future. With all questions answered concerning the future of the Italian states, the Curia and the people of Rome are confident that the whole of Italia should belong in Roman hands. The whole Republic was ready for war. To prepare for the upcoming invasion of Samnium and her allies, the consul went about solving the food problem in Rome to keep the armies fed. Grain arrived from across the Adriatic to keep the soldiers and the people of Rome fed. Horses were also brought in to supply the auxiliary cavalry, as well precious metals to provide funds for the war. Publius Sempronius Sophus also went about hiring the brightest minds in the Republic to help gain some inventions to help the army win the upcoming war. Basic and professional training was provided to the soldiers to make them more effective than their Samnite counterparts. The time for war has arrived. After a long year of claim fabrication, the Consul Publius Sempronius Sophus is now ready to do his pledge and take out the Samnites to the south. The Samnites, luckily enough for us, have no friends, no allies, so it should be a straightforward war for the Consul. So we are going to raise the levy. So the first levy of Italia is ruled or kind of led by the Consul himself, Publius Sempronius Sophus, who is a decent enough commander. He has got 7 martial, which isn't too bad at all, so he's going to raise and let's roll. We're going to place them in the fortified settlement of Saticula on the border between us and Samnium, and as he's marching down there, he's going to enlist the help of the governor of Magna Graecia, Marcus Claudius Corvus, who has a small detachment at his command, who will also march straight on to Saticula and meet up with the consul's main force. Once they get down there and all in place, the war shall begin, and hopefully it will be nice and victorious for the consul. Anyway, let's go. So the war will be declared against these guys. We'll take Campania, which is the war goal, and that is the consul's pledge. So let's move, bim, bam, and boom. Now, I think the best place to occupy first would be Burgeoning, and that's what the consul's going to do. It's the capital of the Samnites, and we take the capital, we win the war, and that is where we're going to go. Unfortunately, my dear Conscripti Magna Graecia, so the governor Claudius Claudius Corvus, is disloyal to us for some particular reason, but it doesn't really matter. We will deal with him in a while. I can maybe grant him a holding. What political party are you from? You're a popularis, so I ain't giving you anything. So he's disloyal, but he'll do his own thing. It is fine. We'll deal with this guy later on. So let's move. So we're going to march here, and we've engaged the Samnite horde here. The tactic is correct. He guessed the right one. The shock action tactic increases our damage by 13% and reduces the amount of damage we take by 10% from the enemy. So here we are. We have a big front line. We have a 40 width combat because of the fact that we are on plains. The enemy here has not enough men, which means we're flanking him. He can't fill the line out. We filled it out pretty well. So we've got units that are flanking him. The battle should not last too long. Yep, the destruction's happening. The flank is slowly going. The flank is dying. It's now the middle's gone, and everyone's pretty much routed. And they lost 3,104 men out of the 7,500. We only lost 1,930 out of our 17,000 men. The army's fled. The army has pretty much... Where's it going? The army's fled into Corneliani. Anyway, we have the Punic menace. Long have our ancestors and senators mused upon the Carthaginian threat across the ocean. Recently, however, this threat has moved closer to home as the city of Excess extends insidious tendrils to the heartland of Sicilia. Whilst we have not always seen eye to eye, an envoy from Syracuse tells us of the likelihood of impending war in Sicily once again, and begs our protection that all of Italia might be spared from the terror of foreign rule. So, the game of nations must be brought to an end, or we owe these Greeks no favours. Well, the Greeks are backstabbing people, and of course the southern Greek states of Magna Graecia have all been conspiring with the Greeks on mainland Greece here against us, so there will be no help from us. We are already caught in a war with Samnium, and the goal is to wipe out the Samnites and their allies, and not go to war with Carthage yet. The Punic War will not begin at the moment. So what we'll do, we'll owe the Greeks no favours. No. No favours to the Greeks. Anyway, we're currently sieging down his capital in Burgeoning, which is going quite well. He's got no men, he's retreating. Our little kind of governor here, the Magna Graecia governor, Claudius Marcus Corvini, he's pretty much doing his own thing, because he's not very loyal. Anyway, hubris has brought the downfall of many legendary heroes of old. Publius Sempronius Sophus, however, seems to have missed out on those stories. He gains a proud. He's now a proud man. which gives him extra statesmanship, more monthly optimates conviction, some oligarchic conviction. Local fort defense goes up, and his tribute income goes up. And since he's a ruler, it works pretty well. So he's a proud man now. He's a wise, proud, and jealous man. So all of our feudatories are now joining in on the fun, and of course they're dealing with the rest of the Samnite forces. Again, this war shouldn't really last too long indeed. Minus 21% here. Yep, that's going to go down again. Now what's it going to go? Minus 14, got a supply shortage. Not too bad. Anyway, incompetent storage. Distraught officials from the province of Campania are reporting that a not insubstantial portion of the province's grain reserves have been allowed to fester and rot away due to the ineffably competent practices used to store them. The local people are in uproar at their toil being wasted so frivolously and worry about having to go hungry. All looks to us for justice in this scarcely unbelievable scandal. We can see to it that the proper standards are followed. All under the watchful eye of Marcus. Crucify the handlers, or it's only some grain. Well, I think we'll see to it that the proper standards are followed. This gives us the opportunity to make the governor of Magna Graecia, Marcus Claudius Corvus, loyal to us, and he's one of the Popularis faction members, and it'll be good to keep him in our pocket a little bit. So we'll lose some gold, and we shall make sure that he is loyal. But now he's loyal to us, we have control over the force once again, so I could move it if we needed to, but he's currently doing a good job sieging down Aclanum, the second city of the Samnites. He does have 6,000 men stored down here, though, who are slowly getting ready to probably restrike at some point. We have some men over here, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. 28% here, food shortage in Burgeoning. Hopefully we can finish them off quickly. The Samnites are trying to take back Asculum, province capital for this area, but it's not going to save them. And we will go and crush them down as soon as possible. Now he's trying to take, he's taking the province capital of Apulia at the moment. Again, the fort is next door to it, so we can't really do too much. The siege of Aclanum has been won, which is fantastic. That's our governor who's done that for us. And now we shall go in and help out our friends here, I think, deal with the 1k stack who's running away. And no, he's legging it now, he's running back. So you guys are going to stay here. We'll help out our feudatory here, the army of Nuceria, deal with the fort that is over here in Corneliani, while we siege down Burgeoning. Now Burgeoning has been completely smashed, and Publius Sempronius Sophus has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Burgeoning. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that's left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, the spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Publius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problem in the future. Let the loot be gentle, we gain some gold. Let the men roam freely, gain a little bit more gold, but kill a few people, or none shall hide. Well, let's put these Samnites down. Yeah, we'll put them down. We'll gain a lot of gold. We gain cruel, but yep, his pledge was to smash and crush the Samnites, so none shall hide. He gains the cruel trait though, which gives him more oligarchic conviction. Fair enough. It does increase slave efficiency though, and since he is part of the Optimates faction, he does believe in an elite political group, so I think that does go well for him. So we're going to take that. We get a little bit of extra gold. Now all that's left is to wipe out the 4,000 men that are left of the Samnites here and crush them. Once these have been crushed, the war should be over, and it's been over fairly easily. So we can focus on like where to go next. So he's going to be dead. Let's get in here. I'm going to slow the game speed down so we can check out the battle. Following claims on Apulia. Someone made claims. I think that's the Etruscans. But anyway, we win the battle here. We have the right tactic. Shot against envelopment. We do more damage to them then. And looks like we have heavy infantry lined in the centre, which is obviously going to crush the enemy's light infantry units. And of course, our cavalry units are flanking on the side. So it's only a matter of time before the whole line is crushed. So there goes the flanks. Should go in the middle pretty soon. Another one on the flank's gone. Of course, we're flanking them bit by bit. And it should all go down. Now the middle's gone, and they're all going. And they're fleeing, and it should be a complete crushing defeat for the Samnites. We killed 4,463 out of their 4,463 troops. And we only lost 1,307. So that is fantastic. So now these are finished off, we'll try and kill these last stragglers, 1,000 Samnite men. None shall survive, we shall crush them all. Everyone shall be crushed, and we shall make sure that they die. So they've been killed, absolutely crushed. Now we need to go and take Orscullum, the capital of the province here. And all we need to do now is take out Corneliani or Corneliani, and then we can finish the war. A food shortage here, maybe next month it will fall. It would be nice if it did. So that's them finished, and now we go to Irna. Actually, no. Now we go to is it Abelinum? Abelinum. Deal with them. Another food shortage in Corneliani. Please fall. Come on, come on, come on. Not yet. We're no longer importing olives. So let's get some more. Let's see if we can actually get some base metals. I can't get any of that. Let's try to get some iron. I can't. I can get more horses. Let's get some olives back. No, not importing from the Etruscans. Our old enemy. Get horses. Get it from the Greeks in Macedon. Get some extra horses. So, who do we plan to destroy next? That is the question. Maybe, just maybe, the Lucanians. I don't have claim on the Lucanians, though. So maybe the Etruscans will be the next step. We shall see what happens maybe with the next consul, because he has 2 years left running on his consulship. And the siege of Corneliani has been won. We can now officially peace out with the Samnites. The Samnites have been crushed. Rome will now annex all their land for the glory and might of Rome. And then it links up with our land that we've got in Apulia down here, which is going to go quite nicely. And 3 aggressive expansion, 19 war exhaustion, 19 war score, and let's go. Increases our rank to regional power. So, Samnite elite, after protracted conquest, we have finally routed the Samnite armies and laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken, many of them having previously held important positions in the Samnite assembly. They now languish in our dungeons, awaiting whatever fate we decide to impose upon them. So, our enemies deserve no quarter. Banish those of class and put the rest to the sword. Imprison their leaders and let the rest disappear, or pass judgment on the families. Well, our dear consul has become cruel due to the fact that he sacked Viennum to the ground. And I think it's fitting for the man that we kill every last one of them. Culture happiness goes down by 10%, and warrior freeze will be moved to Rome. What's that? I want to find out what that is. So let's our enemies deserve no quarter. Our guy is cool. It goes well with him. We absolutely crush them. It's going to remind them of their place at the boot of the Roman forces. And now we are a local power, or no, regional power, which means build costs go down, provincial loyalty goes up, integrated culture happiness goes up, more import routes, more integration speed, more diplo relations, more monthly political influence, and a load of course. So that has been done quite nicely. Let's have a look in Rome. What is the freeze? We get a freeze of, I don't know what that is. Really would like to know. Is it a religious relic? Warrior freeze, it is. And its local manpower was 50%. So we ransacked it, got a beautiful relic out of the Samnites capital, which is all good. And now we can do a task, and the mission has been completed to crush the Samnites. We own Bavianum, we own Aclanum, we own Beneventum, and our consul will gain some popularity. And of course Rome will be able to send a colonia in conquered territory over here, and it would give us some local pop happiness reduction, but pop assimilation speed will go up. I think it goes pretty well, so we'll do that. The conquest of Samium. At last, the stubborn Samnite tribe have been forced to accept the superiority of Roman arms. These wars will go into the annals of time with the victory over Lars Porsena and the rape of the Sabines. With newly conquered territory comes the inevitable parceling of land and distribution of promises, but it's up to us to decide which township will become the hub of the area. Viennum, the capital of the Pentry, will, Aclanum, the Samnite fortress, a new coastal city, Salernum, or Beneventum, the city of Orsam. So Bavianum has been ransacked to the ground, and we shall not be building this back up. Aclanum is over here. Where's Aclanum? That's Orscullum. Oh, no, is that here? Is this Aclanum? This is Aclanum. Samnite fortress. A new coastal city, Salernum. Build a new one down here. Or Beneventum. Where is Beneventum? That's Bavianum, and this is Beneventum. Well, we shall probably build it on Aclanum here, not on Bavianum, the old Samnite fortress. The old Samnite capital. We shall get the new capital on the remains of Eclanum. Gain 4 Roman freemen in there. Migration attraction and pop simulation speed goes up, so that's good. Let's do that. Eclanum, the Samnite fortress, is now Roman, and Burgeoning is pushed back into the into the distance. Nobody wants to bother with that anymore. Let's do some more trade routes. We have a bit of extra trade to be able to do. What can I go for? Can I go for livestock? Maybe let's get some livestock from Dalmatia. Who are you? They're on the other side of the Adriatic, so yeah, why not? Let's get some livestock. It will be good. More food for the people of Rome. We'll get it from Dalmatia. That works for us. Some extra food. I have another one, and I can probably get a surplus, which we will. We'll get a surplus of it, and we'll get it from Latobicia, which is over here. Again, across the Adriatic. We'll have good trade ties over there. We'll get that. No, livestock from you. Increases our pop promotion speed by 25% as well, which is always very nice. And now. Let's disband our levies, since we no longer need them. So they're going to be disbanded. And can we give a triumph to you? I can't give a triumph to him. But we can give a triumph, I think, to this guy that I don't want to do. No, he's not won a large battle. It doesn't count yet. But anyway, I wouldn't even give a kind of triumph to that Popularis scum. Anyway, let's go down the next set. What can I do next? Destroy Apulians must be the next task. Or we can end the Etruscans. But when is the peace treaty finishing with the Etruscans? 458. So, got still a few years left. So, let's deal with probably Apulia and their allies. Now, they have a big defensive league. So with Lucania, a few others. Maybe there's another way in. Maybe there's another way in. I don't think there is. So, I think this is going to be the problem for the next consul. It is. It's going to be a problem for the next consul. The next consul's pledge will be to take out Lucania and their allies in the south of Italy. But however, extra land comes more trade opportunities. So, Ecocomica wants wine, no problem. Indaria want olives, they can have. And Piera want horses, they can also have. No problem. I have characters imprisoned abroad, apparently, reducing our stability. Oh, he's one of my... He's one of my tribal vassals or my feudatories. I might ransom him. Rome remembers help from their allies. We shall release this man. Rome remembers your help in the war. We shall release you. Rising from obscurity, Roman fortunes are rising. Over time, our republic has achieved both greater wealth and power. Traditionally, we have relied on the ability, valor, and dignity of our ancient and honourable families, but with rising fortune, there is also ample opportunity for new men of quality to rise beyond their birthright. Contacts certainly help when aspiring to join the elites, and there are now certainly some families that the parties in our Senate would like us to favour. If we support the candidate endorsed by the parties, it's just as certain that this will upset the current balance of power in the Senate. Among those that aspire to greatness is also Publius Sulpicius Severo, a man who has achieved great power without the support of parties and would jump at this opportunity to prove himself. Publius Sempronius Sophus. What do I do here? That's the consul, though. Aha. It's us, and this is our co-consul. He's already part of a major family, but our consul is not. Well then, we can either welcome the actual consul, which is the guy we're playing as. We can accept Gaius Junius Babulcus, a new dude who's part of a Popularis, or we can invite Sebastianus Castellani Catus, who is part of what political party? He's a bony. Or we can bring in our co-consul who's not part of a major family. But you know what? We'll welcome Publius Sempronius Sophus as a reward for his services to the Republic of Rome with his crushing victory over the Samnites. So now he's been called in as a new major family. And now, of course, in his family, his immediate family, he will give command to one of his family members to command the navy. Is there anyone who could command the navy? Decimus Sempronius Brutus. He is a popularis now, but he is family, and we reward family members, so he's going to be commanding the navy. And we also need to probably reorganize the government a little bit and give the newly made Semproni family some more influence in government. So, in the officers, who can we get rid of? Hopefully get rid of a popularis. Let's give it to Gnaeus Fabius, a popularis, and we shall give it to maybe one of the Boni? The aristocrats who believe in the ancient traditions of the nation rather than taking part in the conflict between classes. They strive to find a balance between the needs of lower classes and upholding the stability of the nation through gradual reform. They approve of leaders who actively seek to preserve the peace and stability of the nation, disapprove anything that would break the current balance. Well, that's not going to work. Popularis. Let's just have a quick read what these do. The popularis are the senators who work for the common man, or at least aim to get popular backing and make their own political platforms relevant. Popular generals and corrupt politicians have a tendency to join this party, and it lets them toss aside ancient traditions that might negatively affect their own rise to power. Well, I prefer that than the Boni. So we shall give this position to Marcus Sempronius Lepidus, one of our family members, who will now have the job of increasing the monthly civilization change in our glorious Roman Republic. Now it's time to go forward. So the Italic Liberal Power Potential wants to trade. They want hemp. Fine. What we shall do is start making claims on the southern parts of Italy. On Lucania, we shall start making a claim on them. Who else do we have claims on or not? We don't have claims on you down here exactly. I have claims on Sicily on Syracuse for some reason. Let's make a claim on Apulia as well. While the Senate approves of our actions, who is going to be the next consul, by the way? The next likely consul is the Pontifex Maximus, who is also an optimates, Publius Cornelius Barbatus. He's the one who will be leading the realm within 2 years. More trade? No problem. Unruly subject. Under the guidance of Secundus Metellius, Polygnia has started questioning our leadership, and they've grown unruly. Now they have officially grown hostile to our rule and seeking to ask for their other subjects' leaders to cut bonds to Roma and start running themselves. Is that so, Polygnia? So Polygnia apparently want to leave the arrangement we have. So, it's about time we improve our relations with our feudatories. Rome rewards her allies when they help them. So we will improve opinion of all of our feudatories. Who else do we have? Nuceria down here as well to improve opinion. And I think that's it. Or do I have more? Oh, there's Fratania as well. I haven't done Fratania. Improve opinion of Fratania. We need to get them. We need to get their opinion higher so we can use them in the coming war with Lucania. Now, sack of the Artusa Temple. The great temple in Syracuse dedicated to Artusa has been sacked by the forces of Acragas. Our priest assures us that it can only bring fortune upon the people. We shall remember this. We shall remember this. We lose opinion with Acragas, but they ransacked a Greek temple. We shall remember this, or a Hellenic temple. So Rome will remember their actions. Another trade route in the capital, and we shall go for fish. Because we can't really get too much. We'll go for fish, and we'll get that with Liburnia, which is all the way across the Adriatic again. Have good economic ties across the Adriatic. So let's get some extra trade routes. Get it going, get the fish from Liburnia. And now let's see what I can do with some of the gold. We might see if we can build something here. Maybe to celebrate our victory in the war, we could get maybe an academy or something when the gold comes in. Maybe, just maybe. But anyway, when does the elections happen? 1st of October 455. So we've got just over a year. Then the new consul will be in power, and by that time we should have claims on the southern section, which would allow us to take them out. Now, the defensive league is pretty big, but nothing that I don't think Rome can handle. Now, begs the question now on what we do with the Samnite culture. Or the Sabellian culture that the Samnites were part of. So let's check out the culture and see what we have. Sabellians, they already have the right to enter contracts. They're not integrated though, and they have right of intermarriage. But we don't want to integrate them, and to make them full-on Roman. So let's change the policy to cultural assimilation, and the same can be applied over in the province of... I can't remember what's that called, but let's apply the same over here, into the province of Apulia, I think. It is Apulia. So we might as well get the culture changing. This also reminds me, we can get rid of some forts here that aren't really needed anymore. Like, maybe in Luceria here, we can get rid of this fort. And instead of having it there, we could make it in the city of Canusium. So we shall make a fort in Canusium to help block the enemy in the next war. The fort over here will be deleted as well, and we'll keep the fort in Aclanum and Vivianum. Or, no, we'll get rid of the fort in Vivianum. It is not really needed, and it means we go over the fort limit, so we'll get rid of that. That's fine. And I'll also get rid of the fort here and probably build one in Capua instead. But for the moment, we'll keep it. It blocks the passage into Capua, so we'll keep it like that for the moment. That seems to be a good thing to do. The next mission would destroy Apulians, and I think we could probably get this done. Unseat Umbrians and end the Etruscans. Maybe not yet. Yeah, going down south would be the best bet first. It would allow us to expand our kind of influence and increase our strength in order to get ready for the upcoming war with the Etruscans. So we got a couple of extra claims. Might as well keep making claims and get as many as we can. Who are you friends with? You're friends with all of these, so we need claims on some of these Greek city-states as well. Get a claim on Tarentum. Get a claim over here. Get as many claims as possible. Get a claim over here. And Alea as well, probably. Could do with a claim on them. We don't have the PI, but that's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We'll wait a little while. No rush, no rush, no rush. Now the elections will happen in a year. Citizens are euphoric. The patriotic citizens in Lavinium are ecstatic at our benevolent rule. In honour of our majesty, they have kindly raised a rather pitiful sum of gold, hoping to procure some political favour. Well, we'll take it anyway. So Sempronius Sophus gains a little bit of popularity. Also gains some gold, so that's good. It fills the coffers. And with this gold, we shall build, in Rome, a academy, I think. What is the pop ratios? Yes, let's get an academy one and try and increase the noble ratio and the noble happiness. So an academy will be built in Rome. Now since we've deleted the forts, we now make more gold, which is very nice indeed. And extra trade, an envoy from the Gaelic Locale Aero Commissia. They want wine, no problem, we'll give you wine. You want... what? You want some... wine as well, that's fine, we'll give you all that. Gain this extra cash, we now make 6.04 gold per month, which is better than it was before. These have navies, they don't have too big of a navy, so we don't really need to increase our navy for this war just yet. Liberation, the Council of Neapolis have taken it upon themselves to free a sizable quantity of privately owned slaves. We could intervene if we think it's best, letting slaves get too comfortable could have repercussions. Now we are a cruel man, so how would a governor manage without slaves? Yeah, we're a cruel individual, so how could they manage? So we'll lose some gold. We lose a bit of popularity, but we gain loyalty with Marcus Claudius Corvus, the governor of Magna Graecia. So why not? What is our pop assimilation speed? Quite fast. And we need more. More is needed. What is our research rate? 117%, which is actually okay. And the elections are coming up in the 1st of October 455, so we have probably a month. That's about it. We slow the game speed down, and the elections have happened. We now have Publius Cornelius Barbatus in office, an optimates man with 7 marshals, 6 finesse, 7 oratory and 8 zeal. The Optimates are still in control of the Senate, giving national noble output plus 12%. We also have the following objective, which is grant holdings, which could be done in order to increase the support of the Optimates, but they are at 100 and it's not necessarily needed. Let's take a look at our new consul then. So our new consul is Lap. So once a fervent believer, Publius abandoned his faith long ago. Okay, this gives own power reduction and loses loyalty with other people. He is also humble, so as healthy respect for one's own place in the grand scheme of things, it's what keeps Publius going. Reduces tribute income, but increases local freeman output. He is good-natured, so a pleasant demeanour and polite acknowledgements go a long way towards making friends. Subject opinion of us, that's pretty decent. There are some subjects that he has currently under his control, and he has increased loyalty, and it also increases his match friend limit. And he's prominent, so when Publius Cornelius Barbatus speaks, people listens. So he's a very prominent member of society, and people listen to what he says. Now, who is our co-consul? The co-consul is now Appius Claudius Casus, and he is 41 years of age, and he is a scholar. Appius seems to devour knowledge as it was a hearty meal. I said heavy metal then nearly, but that wasn't right. It seems to sustain him about as much too. Okay. He's also a founder. Appius has vision likes of which has not been seen since the days of Solomon, Romulus, or the great pharaohs of old. He's maimed though, however. Horrifying injuries scar Appius from head to toe. I wonder what it is. I can't see any scars on him at the moment, but I wonder what he's maimed for. And he's got inflammation, so swelling and inflammation were common complaints, so he's pretty much ill. Well, that's it for the first episode of the Roman roleplay series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I spent quite a little bit of time making it, and I hope you really enjoyed what I put out. If you did, please don't hesitate to hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more content just like this, then also please do consider hitting that subscribe button. And I'm also very interested to know what you guys think in the comments, because I really want to know if this is something you want me to do more of. Is it something you don't want me to do? I mean, just please let me know, and of course it would help me actually kind of get into my mind what you guys want to see on the channel. So if you do want to see more scripted roleplay style things just like this that I've made, then honestly, yeah, please do let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. It would just make it a lot easier for me to know what you guys want. But anyway, yeah, with all that said and done, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I don't know how often I'll be able to do something like this. It probably won't be a daily episode for this type of thing, because it's going to take me a little bit of time to make it. So maybe, probably twice a week, probably something like that, is because I don't think I'm going to have the time to actively do one episode like this every day. So I'll try and get 2 out a week for this type of thing, but then again, that's if you guys want this. So again, do let me know in the comments below. But with all that said and done, thank you so much for joining me, and I will hopefully catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.